8 o'clock, 8 bells, WJSV, Washington, D.C., the sundial. The music is recorded. Here's Joe King with the news.
This is your Arrow News reporter with last-minute hit-the-spot news, brought to you 4 times daily through the courtesy of Arrow Beer and Ale. Arrow Beer has such a remarkably fine taste that it's making more new friends than any other brand of beer that's sold in Washington. Here in Washington, you can get this outstandingly fine beer for only 10 cents a bottle. Arrow Beer always hits the spot. Well, both sides in the European war appear to be marking time. Germany is rushing thousands of troops and supplies to the Western Front. The Allies likewise are massing strength at the foot of the Nazi West Wall. There are apparently well-founded reports that Britain and France have decided on a major offensive against the German fortifications. There are rumors that Germany plans a big drive also to take the play away from the Allies. According to one report, the Nazis may even be planning to violate the neutrality of Belgium or Switzerland in order to avoid a head-on smash against the Maginot Line. The next few days should see major developments of one sort or another in this great conflict. Warsaw is still holding out against the Germans in the east, but there is no longer a real Eastern Front. The German High Command says the Polish campaign is closed, and if there was much more fighting to be done in the east, it is hardly likely that the Germans would be rushing troops and guns to the west. A French Army communique this morning says there was only minor fighting on the Western Front last night. An important development may be in the making in this country today. Congress is meeting at noon in special session to hear President Roosevelt's appeal for repeal of the arms embargo. The president is scheduled to address the lawmakers at 2 o'clock. Meanwhile, here are some more of this morning's war headlines. The Red Army claims to have taken 60,000 prisoners, 280 guns, and 120 airplanes in its drive into eastern Poland. The French claim that the first major air battle of the war shows that they are superior to the Nazis in the skies. German planes are reported to have been shot down by French flyers in American-made pursuit ships. Jewish refugees from Poland are said to be in a state of terror as a result of the Romanian government's order that all undesirables must leave the country in 15 days. Reports persist, also, that the British have captured the German liner Bremen and that the big vessel is now in a British port. This report, however, has not been confirmed. High British sources say the only strange thing about the reported uprising in the Czech provinces of Germany is that it came so early in the war. They claim plans for a revolt have been brewing in Bohemia and Moravia for a long time. However, the Germans describe all reports of trouble in what was formerly Czechoslovakia as pure nonsense. And from Ankara, Turkey, comes word that the foreign minister of Turkey is sailing for Moscow today. The visit is causing considerable speculation throughout all Europe. It may have an important bearing on Turkey's future course in the war. President Roosevelt goes before Congress this afternoon with data gleaned from long study of the neutrality problem. This research was climaxed yesterday by a 2.5-hour session with Republican and Democratic leaders. After that White House meeting, it was agreed unanimously that the primary, nonpartisan objective was to keep the United States neutral. Mr. Roosevelt and Vice President Garner favor outright repeal of the whole neutrality law. However, when the chief executive felt out the conferees on this proposal, he was told that not more than 5 members of the powerful Senate Foreign Relations Committee would agree. The Foreign Relations Group must report out the measure before it can be considered by the policy-making Senate. A poll of committee members based on earlier votes and expressions of opinion shows that a majority would approve amending the neutrality law as Mr. Roosevelt asks. Roughly, the provisions now in effect forbid sale or export of any arms, ammunition, or materials of war to belligerents or to neutrals for transshipment to nations engaged in war. Opponents of this setup charge that it favors Germany because the Allies cannot take advantage of the huge munition stores otherwise available in this country. As it would be amended, the law would allow any nation, regardless of its status as a belligerent, to buy all it wanted in the United States. Listen in again for the Arrow News Reporter, brought to you by the Globe Brewing Company, Baltimore, at 3:15 this afternoon. Remember, when you order beer, be sure to ask for Arrow, the beer with the famous flavor. Joe King speaking. This is Columbia Station for the nation's capital.
WJSV, Washington. 5 minutes past 8 o'clock. I have here a little matter called an electrical transcription.
This is Gabriel Heater inviting you to share a journey of adventure. In a radio studio, we were rehearsing a program featuring a chimpanzee in tails and white tie and high hat, and a photographer came along. A picture, please, of you and the chimpanzee shaking hands, and I said, all right, I'll take a chance. And all went well until the flashlight bulb went off, and that brought a growl which turned me cold all over. I'll never know as long as I live how I got my hand out of his. Well, there was a program to do, and I did what I always do when I want new energy. I reached for a bar of Peter Paul's Mounds. Rich in chocolate, rich in coconut. Just about the best tasting candy I've ever known. Mounds, Mounds. What a bar of candy for 5 cents.
Oh, yes, sir. It's 6 minutes past 8 o'clock. And that concludes that electrical transcription and begins another one.
Time to relax and enjoy yourselves, folks. Here are those 5 Southern harmonizers from North Carolina way, the Vass family.
He stole that old skillet, and he stole that old lid, and he stole them all for to make shortening bread.
Mammy's little baby loves shortening, shortening. Mammy's little baby loves shortening bread. Mammy's little baby loves shortening, shortening. Mammy's little baby loves shortening bread. 3 little darkies lying in bed. 2 were sick and the other most dead. Send for the doctor said,
feed those darkies on shortening bread.
Mammy's little baby loves shortening, shortening. Mammy's little baby loves shortening bread. Mammy's little baby loves shortening, shortening. Mammy's little baby loves shortening bread.
I slip to the kitchen.
Ooh.
I slip up the lid.
Ooh. Slip the pockets full of shortening bread.
Ike Johnson, what you doing out in my kitchen?
Well, Lenny, honey, I just wanted to ask you, would you,
Oh, what you trying to say, Ike? You wish me to wed?
Well, what I really wanted was some shortening bread.
You stole the skillet, you stole the lead, you stole that gal to make shortening bread.
They caught me with the skillet.
Oh.
They caught me with the lead.
Ooh. Caught you with the gal to make shortening bread.
This court will now come to order. Ike Johnson, I fine you $6 for stealing that skillet and $6 for stealing the lead. Yeah, the judge. And you are sentenced to 6 months in the jailhouse for... What's that you eating on, Ike? This here shortening bread, Judge. You have a little bite? That's good stuff. Ike Johnson, your sentence is changed to 6 days in jail. Thank you, Judge. Thank you, sir. I got one more little bite of shortening bread here. You is, huh? Sentence suspended, court adjourned. Give me that bite of shortening bread.
Mammy's little baby loves shortening, shortening. Mammy's little baby loves shortening bread. Mammy's little baby loves shortening, shortening. Mammy's little baby loves shortening bread.
Attention, please. Do you know that Alka-Seltzer will bring you quicker relief from headaches? It will, and here are 2 very important reasons why. First, Alka-Seltzer is in complete solution when you take it. Thus, it is ready to go to work without delay to bring prompt, gratifying relief. Second, Alka-Seltzer's analgesic or relief-giving agent is protected by valuable alkaline buffers which prevent partial breakdown when it comes in contact with stomach acid. This claim cannot be made for many pain relievers. Remember this fact next time you want quick relief from a headache. Then ask your druggist for Alka-Seltzer tablets.
I'm sitting on top of the world, just rolling along, just rolling along. I'm quitting the blues of the world, just singing a song, just singing a song.
Glory, hallelujah, I just phoned the parson. Hey, Pa, get ready to call. Just like Humpty Dumpty, I'm going to fall.
I'm sitting on top of the world, just rolling along, just rolling along.
Listen, friends, do you know how to cure a cold? If you do, you can make yourself $1 million. You see, to date, no one has been able to find a sure way either to prevent or cure colds. Millions of dollars have been spent in research, but with very little success so far. Something has been accomplished, however. You can relieve much of the distress of a cold, and here's the thing to do. Get plenty of rest, eat simple foods, stay out of drafts, and take Alka-Seltzer. Alka-Seltzer can bring you quick, pleasant relief from many of the symptoms of a cold. You know, that dull, throbbing head and that stuffed-up, grippy feeling. But whatever you do, don't take chances with a cold. If symptoms persist and fever develops, call your doctor at once. Try the modern, pleasant Alka-Seltzer way to ease the misery of a cold.
That was an electrical transcription. It's 11 minutes past 8 o'clock. For the protection of its patrons, ladies, Capital Fur Shop imprints its famous stamp of approval on every fur pelt and every fur coat offered for sale. Each pelt must be perfect in every particular to receive this stamp of approval. This method of selecting skins assures you of furs of the highest quality, both as to beauty and texture. Yet with all this extra protection, Capital Fur Shop prices are no higher and in many cases lower than those elsewhere. For instance, coats of mink-dyed muskrat are priced at only $129.50. Skunk coats, 40-inch length, priced at $149.50. The mink-dyed's $129.50. Remember, a small deposit reserves your selection, and customers may enjoy free parking at the Capitol Garage, 13th and New York Avenue, and then a waltz me around the corner to Capital Fur Shop, 1208 G Street, Northwest. 12 minutes past 8 o'clock, the 21st day of September. The autumnal equinox, unless I is badly mistaken. The man says fair and cool today, he says. Mr. and Mrs. Lester Knapp of Arlington are doing a 7th anniversary today. Greetings from Mr. and Mrs. Hill. Mammy's little baby loves shortening, shortening. Mammy's little baby loves shortening bread. 13 minutes past 8. Here's the foursome.
I'll change my way of living, and if that
was great. There'll be changes made. There are gonna be some changes made.
8:16, 16 minutes past 8 o'clock. The sundial, WJSV, Washington, D.C. The music is recorded. If you're interested in good appearance, my friend, you'll be interested in Fred Pelsman's Johnny Walker tweeds with the drape, as seen in Esquire. Tweeds in a multitude of tones. Tweeds for business, tweeds for school, tweeds for sports, tweeds for sparking. And in Johnny Walker suits, starting at $29.50. In sports coats, starting at $15, and in top coats, starting at $25. The suits feature a husky breadth of shoulder, and soft construction that contributes to the smart drape effect. Featured in Esquire magazine, shown at Fred Pelsman's 13th and F Fashion Shop, which is Washington's Esquire store, as everyone knows. These clothes are worn by men who value an investment in good appearance, and you can make no better investment. So drop by and see Fred Pelsman, will you? Ask his opinion on the style situation. He really knows. He just spends all of his time studying trends and fashions and one thing or another, and he can tell you what's what and what isn't what. The 13th and F Fashion Shop, use the Pelsman pay plan. You need not pay cash. Nobody wants you when you're old and gray. There'll be some changes made. Hey, hey. Mr. John W. Wydrow, Nicholson Street, Northwest's birthday today. Mrs. Georgiana Knott of Hughesville, Maryland, is 78 years young today. Mrs. Knott has 8 children, 23 grandchildren, and 1 great-grandchild. Happy birthday, Mrs. Knott. Here's hoping you'll soon be up out of that bed. Peggy Garner, Kensington, Maryland, has a birthday today, and Raymond W. Bellamy, Jr., Cheverly, Maryland, is 8 years old. Nobody wants you when you're old and gray. The surest way to win promotions in any line of work is to keep on studying. A full-time position during the day needn't stop you, because employed people who are ambitious to get ahead can take the Strayer College evening courses Monday, Wednesday, and Friday evenings. Register for secretarial training to start next Monday, September the 25th. Students have a choice of subjects and hours. Strayers offer new courses for beginners, review and speed building classes for those who have attended commercial schools. Register today. Remember, your best employment insurance is a diploma from Strayer College in the Homer Building, 13th and F Streets, Northwest. Oh, do 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 do. Let me see what is here. Mary Louise Stott of Fredericksburg, Virginia, is 6 years old today. Greetings from Aunt Joe, Mary Lou. Mary Charlotte Stark has a birthday. Greetings from your mother, Mary. Raymond Sims of Alexandria is 7. Louise Randall, Triangle, Virginia. Greetings from Mother and Daddy. 19 minutes past 8 o'clock. 22 minutes past 8 o'clock. One pair of eyes must last you a lifetime, my friend. You only get one pair. You owe it to yourself not to take any chances of unnecessary strain. Today, while the thought is fresh in your mind, have your eyes checked by Dr. Roller and his staff of registered optometrists at the Kinsman Optical Company. You may be sure that if you do not need glasses, they will frankly tell you so, and happy to. Should you need glasses or simple orthoptic treatments or something, the Kinsman Budget Plan will help you take care of the modest cost. Now, don't wait for the danger signals that announce deficient vision. An annual checkup at Kinsman's, where the most modern equipment is used, will forestall damage to your eyes. Kinsman Optical Company, Washington's oldest and largest optometrical establishment. Been there since 1900. 1320 F Street in the Northwest. It is 8:23. Mr. Melvin Lancaster of O Street, Northeast, is a birthday today. Hello there, Brother Lancaster. Mrs. Frances Hall of Montella Avenue, Northeast, is a birthday, too. And Beverly Yumkus of 11th Street, 5 years old. Greetings from Murray and Ronnie, Beverly. Mary Dolores Ruling, K Street, is 9 years old today. Mary, come over here and look behind the radio, Huntsy Boo. I think there's a little something back here. Better come and look. Hey, Mother, get some Dr. Pepper for those kids, for a bite to drink between meals or most any time. There's nothing to equal Dr. Pepper. It's as nourishing and healthful as it is delicious and refreshing. Enjoy it at 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, those in-between times, you see. See how comfortable it makes you feel and how it helps you to forget any undue warmth. Dr. Pepper is only 5 cents a bottle. You can get it from your grocer. Ask him to include half a dozen bottles with your very next order. Here's a new recording by the King's Men, which is a honey.
The lamp is low. Oh, dream and watch the shadows come and go. The lamp is low, darling, you are mine to hold forever near. My lips will sigh, I love you so. Dream the sweetest dream, we'll have an all. Tonight the moon is high, the lamp is low.
Next time your car needs a lubrication job, my friend, call Metropolitan 8500 and ask the young man upon the motorcycle to come and get your car and Gulflex it. Metropolitan 8500 is the telephone number of the Gulf stations around town. They will be glad to come and get your car, do the lubrication, the car wash, change the oil, or anything you want, and bring the car back to you. And it's just one of those many little things they do free, don't cost you a nickel extra, that make motoring so much nicer for you. Use the Gulf station in your locality. You will find it a real house of service. Go Gulf. Let's Gulf do it. Robert Thomas, Jr., 13th Street Northwest's birthday today. Greetings from your mother, Bobby. Virginia Singleton, greetings from Grace and Ruth. Say, Sammy Schwartz has all the new 1940 radios. Charles Schwartz and Son, 708 7th Street Northwest. You must see them, and by all means consider one of the new portables. Oh, boy, these portable radios are something. Sammy's got all of them, RCA's, Philco's, Emerson's, and Zenith, and they're priced as low as $19.95. Designed for battery use, and many have DC and AC electric plug-in outlets as well, you know. While you have the radio home, you can save the batteries by plugging in on the house current. Or take it on with you to the woods or the seashore or wherever you're going. And Charles Schwartz & Son is a place where you can have your choice of many makes and models and enjoy the convenience of a budget account. Terms as low as 50 cents a week. So shop for your radio at Charles Schwartz & Son, 708 7th Street Northwest, down by that old gold clock. Tell Sammy I said hello, too, will you? Kick him in the shins for me if you haven't for some time. He loves it. Yada-dum-dum-dee-da-dee-doo-dee-doo. Here we are again with 2 minutes to go and 19 sponsors. Life is so sad. But one of the nicest ways I know of to start off a pleasant evening is dinner at the Pendle. Try it. The Pendle Hotel. It's a lovely place. The food is delicious, the service is unexcelled, and the price is most reasonable. The Pendle is 2 miles south of Alexandria on U.S. Route number 1, the Richmond Highway. Just about half a mile this side of Beacon Airport. Go out there and try those dinners, luncheons, and breakfasts. You'll love them. The Pendle, PENN-DAW. It's a lovely place. Lee D. Butler here has got a big situation on, too. You know, the 1940 Studebaker is on the way. That means that Lee's got to clean house at once to pave the way for future trade. To get immediate action, he's staging a $50,000 closeout of late-model Butler-bonded cars of every make and every body style. Buicks and Plymouths and Fords and Dodges and Chevrolets and, of course, Studebakers, built by the famous Studebaker craftsman for longer life. Every car goes now far below its real value, and never have terms been easier. You don't have to make any payments until November 1, and then only 10% down. Don't you miss this opportunity now. See Lee D. Butler, 1121 21st Street Northwest, the gentleman who says my used cars will make good, or I will. And you need have no worries about that. Dream beside me in the moonlight glow. Well, it's come up 8:30. You can't stop a clock, can you? This is the Sundial, WJSV, Washington, D.C. The music was recorded, and it's time for the magic carpet. Have you ever stopped to think that you serve your family bread more frequently than any other food on the menu? You probably do, Mother. Don't you want to be absolutely sure you're giving your family the most delicious, fine-flavored bread you can buy? A bread that actually adds to the enjoyment of their meals? Of course you do. All right, try certified double-flavor bread. I'm not kidding you. You'll find something in bread that you buy in a store that you never knew about before. It's delicious. Certified double-flavor bread. Try it now. Ask for it at your grocer by that name. The Certified Magic Carpet transcribed interview is coming up.